podcast. I am Kami, the Hooked Hardy, and you all know my lovely co-host, Kaycee.
Hello, I'm decked out in Christmas here. This is a virtual background, but you know what? I wish my house looked like this right now.
It'll get there someday, darling.
I thought that was a real background.
Oh boy.
I am honored, but this is
okay, Kaycee, really, it looks, maybe it's just because I'm on my iPhone, but it looks real. That's a really good background.
Well, thank you. You can also check these out at hallmarkchannel.com for their wonderful Zoom backgrounds that look very realistic.
Well, the cat's out of the bag. We have a very familiar face that we are chatting with today, Mr. Andrew Walker. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me on. Hello.
Lovely to have you again.
Lovely to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me on.
So we've got a couple of things to chat with you about today. Number one, how the heck are you? It's been a bit.
Been a bit. Yeah, we were saying, right? It's been almost a year now.
Yeah.
And a lot has happened. It's been a great year, I have to say. I'm blessed to say that it's been a really positive year for my family. Getting the kids into different activities. We were just talking about, I'm coaching my son in baseball, and my wife and I have been able to get out, travel a little bit. We're planning our holiday travel now, which is nice to know that we can actually travel back to Canada, not have to quarantine for a couple weeks. So that's nice. But everything has been going really, really well, I have to say. I can't complain.
Wonderful. Glad to hear it. Okay, now let's get to some really good stuff. Let's talk about your new Christmas movie. Yeah, My Christmas Family Tree, that you are starring with Amy Teagarden, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, Amy Teagarden and James. We can't forget James Tupper. James Tupper is
of course not.
Great actor and just a phenomenal guy. And he brings a lot to this movie. Who
does he play?
He plays Richard Hendricks, who's Amy Teagarden's birth father. Because Amy Teagarden was in the foster care system, and she takes this DNA test and finds out that Richard, James's character, lives with just in a few mile radius of where she lives.
Oh,
okay. And where do you fit in all of this? I'm assuming
we'll go deeper down that hole, I guess, while the cat's out of the bag a little bit. Basically, Amy reaches out to Richard and says, "Hey, I'm your daughter." And Richard is, of course, taken aback, and he didn't know he had a daughter. He was in the military, and when he met Amy's mother, he had to leave, to go to be in the service. Mm-hmm. So he didn't know, and he came back, tried to find her, couldn't find her, and so Amy's character was realized, was born, and so Amy had lived with her mother at the time, single mother, and and then when her mother passed away when she was pretty young, and she was put in the foster care system. So she currently works in the foster care system as well, and how I come into the picture. So James Tupper's character, Richard, invites Amy to come spend the holidays with him. Okay. Meanwhile, my character, Chris, my father and James were in the military together. They had done a couple tours together and spent a lot of time. They were best friends. And my parents passed away from a tragic car accident when I was 22 years old. Oh. So after not really wanting to have anything to do with the holidays over, a couple of years, James's character finally convinces me to come spend the holidays with his family. And so they've taken me under their wing for around 8 to 10 years at this point now. And so every Christmas I go and spend time with them. So he tells me this one year, he goes, "Hey, can you pick up this girl? She's going to come spend the holidays with us." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, okay, sure. I'll go pick her up." And he doesn't tell me that it's his birth daughter. he just tells me, he says, I think you're going to have an interesting conversation with her. Just ask her how she's involved with me. And so I find this out in the car with her, and it's a great scene, actually, this reveal of like who she is. And it kind of adds to our fun banter that we have back and forth, because we have this great immediate connection and chemistry, Amy's character and I, and it's all, it's a lot of just, some good comedic beats there, but that's how I'm involved. So I basically am spending the holidays at the Hendricks house alongside Amy's character.
Oh my God.
Okay. And I wonder what could happen at the end of that movie.
I wonder. Gonna have to watch.
So I know Hallmark has kind of taken this new direction with their movies and adding a lot more comedic elements. Would you say that's the same in this movie? Because I feel like the premise sounds very serious of, this girl coming out of foster care system and finding her family. It's almost just reading the 2-sentence synopsis that we have here currently. It sounds more like a Hallmark movies and mysteries type of movie, but it's on Hallmark Channel. So would you say it's kind of got that elevated comedic stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. They're taking risks in so many different ways. No, I think that Hallmark, I love the direction they're going, with interracial marriage, same-sex marriage, with these storylines that are, not the norm for Hallmark. And I think it's just, it's bringing a lot more, a lot more of a diverse audience. And I think that it's kind of really setting precedent to the movies that should be told. And it's about real lives, right? This is like, the world consists of so many different types of people. So why not tell those stories? And it's funny, on paper, there's a few people that have said that, Kaycee, about this movie. They're like, shouldn't this be on Movies and Mysteries? But acting in the movie and seeing the way James's character plays his part, and how authentically awkward he is with the whole situation, in a way where that's the way somebody would be given this situation of just like your daughter showing up. And I mean, if I had a daughter out there that I had conceived before I met my wife, didn't know of it, well, I'd also kind of I'd be nervous in how she'd be accepted with my family, but I would immediately open her up, open up my household to her with open arms and invite her in. And so James does a great job of towing that line of being, of holding court and just owning up to the fact that this is what it is. And I don't know how we're going to, how this is going to play out, but just know that I'm here for you. And there's also a really great, they dig into the heritage of the family, which is really cool. To keep it even more specific, is there's like this Scandinavian storyline that the grandmother comes, and Norwegian storyline. The grandmother comes, and it's fun because it's so Amy's brought into the immediate family first, and then there's this then the big family gathering happens on Christmas Eve, where it's everybody. It's like there's like 35, 40 family members there. So she's really thrown into the lion's den. And so I think just the situational comedy of it all really is magnified, just based on the numbers of the amount of people that she now has to go around. And Richard is like, and this is your grandmother, and this is your great cousin, and this is your the great niece of the so and so, and it's like this is cousin number 4, cousin number 9. Like, he's just going around the room, and meanwhile Amy and my character are we're connecting on so many different levels, because I had lost my parents. She was coming from a place of not having necessarily parents. Not knowing about not having a birth or a bloodline still alive that she knew of until this moment where she finds out she has Richard. Mm-hmm. So still very tentatively kind of, trying to figure out whether or not she wants to continue to spend time there and open up this can of worms, So it's, it was just I think it's, and that's all. There's a really funny kind of, there's a lot of fun to that awkwardness that's happening. So I think that's where the comedy comes in, and Amy is so talented, and it's she's very unassuming in the way that she plays things. You can tell that she's just looking at everything in like wonder, and she's just absorbing and connecting with different people, and the storyline between Richard's eldest daughter and her is really beautiful. How she's building the trust, and at first kind of puts up these walls, like, who are you? How did this even work out? How are you even my dad's daughter? Right. And you're so much older than I am. But she was the eldest daughter. So there's kind of that like control thing going on.
Fight for the title.
Yeah.
The fight for the title. Yeah. Yep.
I see. Well, hey, speaking of heritage, let's go down that road. What's your heritage? Where do you hail from?
I'm a mutt. I don't know. I have to do one of these 23andMe DNA tests.
So you've never done one?
I've never done one. Okay. Right now, I just know I'm Canadian, and I'm a mutt from Canada.
That'll do. That'll do.
Right? But I definitely want to do that. People have said that it's really changed their perspective on who they are, and they've kind of like wanted to venture into understanding more of, like, let's say they're 5% Native, or First Nations, or if they're whatever it is, it's like, it's very interesting to find that out. So I am definitely open to that.
Yeah, I'm Irish, Italian, and Welsh, and I definitely can definitely identify with the Irish and Italian. I talk with my hands. I get fiery when it's the right situation. So yeah, I like knowing that part about me, because I'm like, yeah, that's the way I am. So.
Great. I like how you say I get fiery in the right situations. I get fiery in the right or the wrong situations. I don't know, depending on how you.
Yeah, no, I've taken one of those DNA tests just to see if there's anything more. It's hard with Asian stuff. So I'm Filipino, 3/4 Filipino, 1/4 Chinese, but it's hard because even in the Philippines, there's a bunch of people coming from like Malaysia and China and, that Southeast Asian area.
Oh, yeah.
So it is a little harder to pinpoint to see like, did I have relatives come from Spain because of Magellan in the Philippines? That's where I was going with that, but still fun to discover. And then my father-in-law took one. And so we have confirmed he's basically English. Straight up English. And then some of it changes because as more people are taking it and you're connecting, it's like this whole algorithm of sorts. Super fascinating. And then
it is very fascinating
diving into the archives of seeing like, this relative, like for my husband, his relative like came over, emigrated from England to here, and all these things. It's so fascinating.
Kami, did you do yours on 23andMe, or how did you find out yours?
No, I knew it from genealogy work. My parents were really, really good about keeping genealogy, and my mom's sister, she put together a whole book of my grandmother's and of my grandmother's family that came from Italy. So
that's awesome. See,
it's really good.
I wish my parents did something like that, but they didn't.
Well, when you take the test, you're going to have to let us know where you come from, because I'm betting that there's,
what do you think?
Say Norwegian, maybe a little bit of Swedish.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see if I'm right.
I know that both sides of my parents were are hardcore Brits. Like they were. So, but I mean, that means there's probably still a lot of different mixes there. Well, it could be Welsh, it could be Irish, it could be Scot. I don't know, but I don't know if there's.
Scott. Yes, I can see you being a hardcore Scott. Definitely.
Yeah. I'll let you know though.
Yes.
You'll be the first two to know.
All right.
Yeah.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast.
From the best-selling author of Hallmark's Heart's Landing series comes a heartwarming story of 4 friends.
These 4 women get a second chance at life, love, and happiness when they convert an aging beach house into a first-class inn and cafe.
Leigh Duncan's brand new Sugar Sand Beach series is the perfect escape for fans of Pamela Kelly, Rachel Hanna, and Debbie Maycomer.
Beginning with The Gift at Sugar Sand Inn, this is sweet women's fiction at its finest.
Escape to Sugar Sand Beach in this complete 5-book series, now available exclusively from Amazon and Kindle Unlimited.
For more information about Leigh, visit her website at leighduncan.com.
That's leighduncan.com.
So, you gave us a lot of really good nuggets about the actual storyline of my Christmas family tree airing. Do you have any fun behind the scenes stories you can share? I know it's a little hard because we haven't seen it, so it's like, trying to pick and choose, but do you have anything fun?
Yeah, I always find this funny that we get on a location, and it happens more and more in Vancouver because it's really shot out. Vancouver, they shoot these things all the time there. So whenever you're in Fort Langley or Maple Ridge or Elder Grove, there's all these different places that they shoot constantly in. You always, like every other film will be on one location that the neighboring business or the neighboring house is just had it with you. They've just had it with shooting. So they'll do everything in their power to, ruin your day. And it just so happened that the house that we were shooting in for 8 out of our 15 days was next door to a house that was exactly that. I guess there was some family feud going on between the two households, and this guy, this son and father, every single day, they would do their blower. They're like, the blower, they were pressure washing. They pressure washed every single item in their entire house over the 8 days constantly. And it was, I had to work through it because I was like, I'm going over there. I'm just going to tell them my, piece of my mind or whatever. But so that's kind of some fun behind the scenes stuff. Just know that anytime we're in that house, there's a blower at full blast or like a pressure washer at full blast going, and they would blast music outside as well. And the playlist was actually pretty good. So I have to give them that. Like I was kind of rocking out every once in a while. Mm-hmm. Summer of '69. Anything, blasting guitar. They had and the eclectic as well. I have to give that to them as well. They had days where they'd be blasting reggae, they'd be blasting, old 80s rock, metal, Black Sabbath, stuff like that. So anyways, that was a fun little challenge that we all had to work through and keep our focus as summer of '69 was blasting outside our windows.
Right. While you're filming a Christmas movie.
Interesting background to a kissing scene.
Yeah. See those are the things that you don't think about when you're watching the movie, that we're kissing to Black Sabbath.
So is ADR going to be a challenge, or was it a challenge if you've already done the ADR part of it?
I already did the ADR, and surprisingly, I didn't actually have to do too like it wasn't any more than any other movie that I've done. So it wasn't that bad. It's the kids though that I was more concerned about, because some of these, these younger actors, this was their second movie, and it was a great spot for them. You know, they one of the actors, this was his first role, and so anytime he had to say some lines, there'd be, Bob Marley would be in the background or whatever, just so. Anyways, that was a fun little behind the scenes. And also another one was I knew James Tupper. I know his face, but I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I don't really watch TV and I don't watch a lot of movies, unfortunately, and I probably should watch a lot more. But I watched The Bachelorette. I binge The Bachelorette. I like The Bachelor. We do good Bachelorette, Bachelor nights here.
Yes.
And Bachelor in Paradise, BIP. We do BIP as well.
Oh boy.
But anyways,
I have no judgment because I can neither confirm nor deny that I have seen my fair share of BIP, The Bachelor.
I'm throwing it all on the line here, guys. So
Secrets revealed.
Yeah, that's it. Reveal, the big reveal. But I said to my wife on the third day, I go, man, I'm working with this guy, James Tupper, and he's so great. It's a lot of fun to work with him. And he's a little bit more, and for lack of better terms, like a little bit more messy with the way that he is approaching a Hallmark movie. He's not so like polished, and he's a little more off the cuff. And I love that, I appreciate that. So our ad libs were great. Like I just would listen to him and respond, and things would happen in the moment. It was just a beautiful acting experience. So on the third day, I call my wife and she's like, "What's his name again?" I'm like, "James Tupper." She goes, "I recognize that name." She's like, "Wait a second, Andrew. Didn't he play our best friend's father on her show?" And so we realized only 3 days in that he played our best friend, Emily, was on a show called Revenge. And he played her father on that show. And she's like a lifelong friend of my wife and mine. And so when I told him that on day 3, it just, we were kind of best buds already. Aww. And then it just kind of like solidified our bromance. So it was great. It was great to find that out as well. Cause he loved working with Emily and her husband, Josh, as well. So much.
Aww. Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. We got something fun coming up that we want to talk about. Your appearance at RomaDrama.
Woo! Oh yeah. Yes.
January 7th through the 9th at West Palm Beach, Florida.
You bet. I can't wait.
Are we going to get the beard in Florida, or are you shaving it off to get some sun?
What do you guys think I should do?
Shave it off.
I think you should keep it.
Oh,
we're split down the middle.
I love it. Yeah, that's kind of the debate. I'm hearing a bit from both sides. But
I'm always gonna vote clean shaven. That's just
This is true. If you go back in the Twitter recesses and the cobwebs of Kami's Twitter, you will see some debates about team clean shaven versus team beard. It's fantastic.
It's
with anybody. It's true.
Look at Tyler Hines, for example. Tyler kept the beard for a really long time, and then he shaved it off, and people were like, "Ooh, who's this guy?" So maybe I'll just maybe when I feel like everyone's been sick of me, I'll keep the beard, and then I'll just shave it off, and then I'll get a resurgence in people people being interested in me again.
There you go.
You go.
Tyler got his haircut too, I think, for the Christmas movie. Because I remember his hair had been the same for the last 3 movies that he'd been in. He did a movie every season this year. And then I remember seeing I think it was maybe behind the scenes. And yeah, I did have that reaction. I was like, who is this? Who's on Tyler's Instagram?
There we go. No, I've just been my kids have been, my son West has he's joking with me. He's like, "Daddy, are you going to grow till Christmas and be Santa Claus?" And I'm like, "Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do, buddy. I'm going to keep it till Christmas." So if West has anything to say about it, I'll probably, unless I get another job before the holidays, and who knows, maybe Hallmark will let me keep this, but probably not. But let's be real. Yeah, let's be real. But yeah, if he has any say in the matter, he would want me to keep it until Christmas.
So did you ever attend conventions when you were younger as a fan?
I did not. No, I did not attend any conventions. Car shows. I went to car shows.
Okay.
But no, I didn't. I had my first convention experience at the Christmas con.
When you were there as a guest.
When I was there as a guest in New Jersey 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I came in on the last day. I was hoping to be at all 3 days, but I came in on the last day. I had another engagement that I was doing, but I couldn't. I was blown away. I was blown away at the fans. I've never, I'll be around town and randomly, not so much in LA, a little bit in LA, but mainly if I'm in, New Mexico or parts of Texas or something, people will stop me at the Rite Aid, or still stop me at Walmart. They'll stop me and they'll be like, "Hey, are you so-and-so from the Hallmark Channel?" And it's pretty cool. It's like, honestly, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio is in the Walmart, but I guess that's how much Hallmark plays in those different markets. But I was blown away at the crowd in New Jersey and how many people were there. And you'd walk out on the floor and it would just scream the whole floor would just scream your name. And
I love you.
It was unbelievable to see. And it was kind of emotional too, because I was like, this is the impact that, that it's making on people's lives. So it was just a really, it was a big eye opener. And I loved it. I thought it was great. It was a lot. It's a lot. Obviously you want to give everybody the respect and the time that everyone deserves for being there, waiting through the line, and I think my downfall is that I like to spend time with people. I'm a communicator, and I really enjoy, seeing or hearing their stories. So at a certain point, people are like, Andrew, there's 300 people here waiting to see you. You got to speed it up. It's 8:00 at night.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So
well, I was going to say, I think the fun thing about RamaDrama is that it is intimate. Like from what we've heard from Gabrielle and talking to her, it's a very intimate experience where you do get a little bit more of that, I don't want to say one-on-one time, but you get to know people more and build that
a little bit more one-on-one
than, a quick, signing or picture selfie or whatever. So I think it's going to be really great for everybody.
I can't wait for RomaDrama. Yeah, RamaDrama. Yeah. It's I had heard from Tyler, Paul, Ryan. We all chat behind the scenes, and I heard really great things about the Nashville con, and so I'm looking forward to Florida. And obviously Nashville was their first one, so they had to work out some of the kinks, and I heard that it kind of went off without a hitch, so it was great. So I'm really looking forward to it, and also it works out great because I'll be in Montreal, Canada, and I will leave our kids there with the grandparents, and my wife and I think are just going to fly down together to Florida, and we'll make a little vacation out of it.
Okay.
Kidless vacation.
Yes, in West Palm Beach.
Parents gone wild. Gone wild.
So if you had ever gone to a convention, it would have been a dream come true to meet who? Fill in the blank.
I don't know what type of convention I would meet this person in, but I love Frank Sinatra. I think Frank Sinatra would be an incredible person to meet.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would have to say Frank Sinatra. I did, I'm really into athletes as well.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm kind of a fangirl when it comes to athletes and actors. Like I really couldn't care less about actors, to be honest. Like I think it's cool. I think it's neat, like Leonardo DiCaprio or Christian Bale, these guys that really transform themselves. And I love their work. Philip Seymour Hoffman, when he was around. But athletes for me are really special because there's the mental, there's the physical, and you have to have a good character as well, of person if you're going to play a sport. Most athletes, I don't want to say most, because there are a lot of athletes that don't live the most integral lives too, but just like anybody. But I did, what I was going to wrap it up, I did meet one of my heroes a bunch of years ago. I did a movie with him called God Bless the Broken Road. His name is LaDainian Tomlinson. And LaDainian Tomlinson was the running back for the San Diego Chargers. They called him LT. And he won MVP of the league one year. I was a running back growing up. So just to hear his stories about how he made it to the NFL, and then how he, more interestingly enough, how he decided to retire so much younger. He retired. People were super surprised. And when he retired, he said he retired when he was playing for the Jets at that time. He got transferred to New York, or he got traded to New York. And he was about to go into he was out of town. He was playing on the road, and he spoke to on the Saturday night, he spoke to his wife and kids. And when he got off the phone, he said, I miss them, and I just wanted to be there. Oh. And he goes, that's the thing with the NFL, is if you have that little bit of doubt in your mind, it's such a dangerous sport, and you never want to have that doubt. Mm-hmm. So he goes, I knew that was the time that I had to initiate my being retired or retirement. Mm-hmm. And so that's how he decided to retire. He's like, I had a little bit of self-doubt on why I'm doing what I'm doing, and if I should be here or not, based on his family. And he said it's the best decision that he ever could have made, because he saved himself probably a lot more concussions and injuries and all these things. So, and he's just a sweetheart. He played a pastor in the movie. His father was a pastor growing up. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So with RomaDrama, the word on the street is that there will be a karaoke with the stars night. So we would like to know, what is your go-to karaoke song? What can we expect Andrew Walker to be?
What are we going to hear Andrew Walker
Friday night?
Guys, no joke. I have a list that I keep in my emails of, because when karaoke hits, every time that when you're at a karaoke night, you never know what to pick. I'm always stumped. So I just keep a list that I've emailed myself of songs that I need to sing on karaoke night. And I mean, I'm a huge Hall & Oates fan, so there's probably a little Hall & Oates sprinkled in there, Private Eyes, or what's the other one? Private Eyes are watching you, bah, bah. It's in your every move. And then there's what else?
Oh, I want to see you bust out on that one. Oh yeah, that'll be. So
fun. I like a little soul, what's another one? Some ballads. Oh man, I'm blank. See, this is why I have my list, my email list. This is why I have Def Leppard. There's some Def Leppard. I'm big on the 80s glam rock. Some boat rock.
Okay.
You know what they call boat rock?
I've got one for you.
Yeah.
Everybody in the entire room is gonna fall off their chairs. Everything I Do.
Oh, yes, that's a good one. Brian
Adams, Everything I Do. There would not be a dry eye in the room.
I like that. Yes. That might go on my list, Kami.
There you go.
And this one goes out to Kami, everybody. This one goes out to Kami. Kami Clements. Maybe I'll do that for you that night. We'll see how it goes. Just throw caution to the wind.
There you go. You guys can duet together.
I'll do it.
Kami, you want to do duet with me on that one?
I love that song. I would totally do a duet with you with that song.
Everything I do it for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like an anthem song almost too.
It is. It's totally an anthem song.
Yeah. I like that.
Oh man, that's gonna be a night to remember.
So you guys are gonna be there, right?
That's right. Yeah. I'm gonna be there. Yep.
Are you hosting some stuff? Or are you
there's still talk.
Okay.
But there's there's a definite possibility that we will be yanking you aside and having an interview to go on the podcast.
Yes, we'll be covering it on the Hallmarkies podcast. I'll probably be Instagram storying I'm here with my mask in the airport. I'm coming. Oh, here we are sitting in the hotel lobby. Who do I see? So Gabrielle's been really great at working with her. On some of these things.
She seems like a sweetheart. Yeah,
she's great.
Yeah, she does.
Sure.
Hey Hallmarkies, it's time to take a quick break to talk about something super fun. How would you like to party with your favorite celebrities from the Christmas and seasonal movies that you love so much? If you enjoy watching romantic dramas on network television and streaming services, you don't want to miss the RomaDrama live event coming soon in 2022. Spend the weekend escaping into the RamaDrama world and meeting your favorite on-screen celebrities like Trevor Donovan, Ryan Pavey, Andrew Walker, Jen Lilly, Wes Brown, Brittany Bristow, Erin Cahill, Rob Mays, and more. These fan-focused in-person parties cater to movie lovers just like you. Make memories, leave with photos, autographed swag, and an exceptional experience to last a lifetime. Join us in Palm Beach, Florida on January 7th through 9th, 2022 at the Palm Beach Convention Center. You can get more information and your tickets from RamaDrama.com. Again, that's RamaDrama.com.
All right. Well, to finish up, 'tis the season, so we just have some fun Christmas questions. What's your most memorable holiday family tradition from when you were a boy?
My most memorable is all the sing-alongs that my family has. I come from a musical family.
Perfect.
My mom is an incredible pianist. My cousins are incredible singers. My aunt was a music teacher, elementary school music teacher. So she plays piano and she sings. And my uncle was a trumpet player and vocalist. So my mom would play the piano and we would just all sing. That basically would be our entire evening is just, we'd eat and then sit around the piano and sing.
That's awesome.
That's so fun.
Things have changed now, obviously, because of just being so far away. Now it's more, we it's more fragmented now, obviously, because of my, my in-laws now, and there's different things we've taken on. And it's cool because my in-laws, my mother-in-law is French from Quebec, from Northern Quebec. And so she has other traditions, French traditions that they've incorporated into that side of the family. So mainly food related, but it's a lot of fun now to kind of take all those different traditions and put them into the big melting pot.
Yeah, for sure. And your kids will love, all the different aspects of the holidays too, with the different cultures and stuff. So that's awesome.
Well, I have two boys, so they love food. Basically,
there you go.
I need 2 more refrigerators in my garage to feed these guys.
My mom can totally empathize, my friend. Oh man.
Oh yeah. Do you have brothers?
5 older brothers.
No way.
Went through 4 gallons of milk a week, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. But you were protected. No one messed with you.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Well, except for the brothers.
We'll go with that.
Okay. Yeah.
So what is a tradition that you've started or that you've continued within your own family? Holiday tradition.
Yeah, holiday tradition for Thanksgiving. We've incorporated something which has been we do this anyways when we pick our son up from school, but really sitting around the table and just saying what we're all grateful for and hearing what my son has to say during that time is really interesting. It's always, something funny and outside the box, what he's grateful for. But really it does come down to, he's always like mommy and daddy and Wolfie, because his brother's name is Wolf.
Right.
But that's something that we've really we never did that growing up.
Mhm.
My family didn't do that, and neither did my wife's. But now we sit down on Thanksgiving night, and before we have dinner, we'll say, okay, guys, everyone around the table, what are you grateful for? So I really love that new tradition that we have. And at Christmas, some new traditions are we do puzzles. We have this every year now for the past 4 years. My in-laws buy this 1,500 piece puzzle, and we're back for 3 weeks, and we have to get this puzzle done before we take off again back to LA. So every night, once the kids are asleep, we watch a lot of Hallmark holiday films during Christmas as well. So we might watch a Hallmark movie, and then we come upstairs and we'll spend the rest of the night doing puzzles. But I curse that puzzle at times because, man, I'll go to bed at 3:00 in the morning, drinking one more single malt, where I don't have to. And I don't get my sleep that I need to get.
Yeah.
I'm a big sleep guy. I need to get my 8 hours every single night. So,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That is a fun one.
That is fun.
Yeah, puzzles are so much fun, and like you gather everybody around, and we're just chatting and sipping wine, and you're all trying to go after the same goal, and getting the thing made, and
after the same goal or after the same piece.
After the same, yeah.
That's when it gets violent.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. No, you all have your like little micro agendas, or like things that you're all working on one. You're like, okay, I'm going to work on the candle. I'm going to work on the kettle, or I'm going to work on the Christmas tree, or, so you're responsible for that area of the puzzle.
Yeah. That's fun.
If you were trapped in a Christmas movie, what would you choose?
Ooh. Which movie would I choose?
Yes, if you had to be trapped in a Christmas movie.
That's a good one. I think I would be trapped in. I want to say Home Alone's my favorite Christmas movie, but I wouldn't necessarily want to be trapped in Home Alone.
That's a little dangerous.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous.
I feel like you would have fun, setting up all the little booby traps.
No, that's true. If you were on the side, you would have fun.
It is pretty fun. Yeah, it is pretty fun. Kevin does a good job, and he seems like he's having a lot of fun. Just minus his few moments where he does miss his parents.
Yeah.
So maybe I do want to be trapped in Home Alone. I also love Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation. I really love what he's trying to do. The intention is there. He just doesn't execute. So if he executed on his intention, I feel like I'd want to live in that movie, because he's just the great spirit of what you want at Christmas. That's what you want. You want to have your family, give everything to your family, and not in a material way necessarily, but just more of like a Christmas magic way. You want to build that magic. So that's what he does. So maybe Christmas Vacation. Well, no, I'd say Home Alone, because I'd want to have that challenge that Kevin has.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You can have that challenge and then bounce into Christmas Vacation and try and figure out all the lights and
I know I'm going to get off this interview and be like, why did I say that?
All righty. Well, this last question's a hard one. If you were Santa Claus, what type of cookie would you want to be left out for you on Christmas Eve?
Ooh. Well, guys, I am going to be Santa Claus this year.
True.
So,
yes.
Right, because I'm going to grow the beard out. I am a chocolate chip macadamia nut person. I like a little chocolate, little nuts. It's got to be warm. Still has to be warm.
So they have to take it out from the oven, then put it on the plate. Yeah.
That's it. And I have to go down the chimney in like an hour later. or like 30 minutes later.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a good answer. That's a good answer. I like that kind of cookie.
White chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk
Chocolate. Okay.
chocolate. But I do like the macadamia nut white chocolate too. I like.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't be picky. It's not like I'd pick up the cookie and go, oh man, what did they do?
Toss this one out.
Yeah.
Cole in your stocking. Yeah.
All right, Hallmarkies. Well, we got a lot of juicy tidbits out of Andrew today. Don't forget to watch his movie tonight, and don't forget to catch him at RomaDrama West Palm Beach, January 7th through the 9th. Andrew, thank you so much for chatting with us today. Where can people find you on social media?
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hallmarkies. You can find me A Walk with 2 Ks 35, and that's on Instagram, and A Walk 35 with 1 K for Twitter. I just, I mix it up like that, so it takes a little longer to find me.
Right.
I really want you to really find me. That's why
Gotta commit to finding him.
Right.
commit to finding me, guys. Yeah, and I have a fan page group that I'm pretty active on. It's the Andrew Walker Official on Facebook.
Great. Okay. I didn't know about that one yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Kaycee, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Kaycee__Simpson.
Yeah, we got to make it hard to find her
I
too.
know.
Yeah.
Well, all the other ones were taken. The ones with the 1 underscore, the ones without the underscore. I was like, well.
Okay, fair enough. And you can find me at Kami Drama Girl on Instagram and Twitter. And don't forget to follow the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod, a Hallmarkies podcast, all over social media. Don't forget our merch store and our Patreon group, because we have a lot of fun there. And we hope that you have a happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.